What is up, Lumberjacks? It is I, Mr. Hack and Shack, and I am here with my colleague, Mr. Hack and Mac, and we are here
What is
kicking off the UCW Royal Rumble Premium Live event. And our first match, scheduled for one fall, Bryan Danielson a couple of videos ago earned an Intercontinental Championship match against CB Brunson, one of the uprising stars here in ECW. He is part of the regime. Let's get into it. He's going to defend his title right now. Here we are in an outdoor arena for the Royal Rumble. And you know, here comes the challenger, Bryan Danielson, a decorated superstar in the wrestling business. And Hack and Mac, you've definitely had some matches against him during your indie days. What is one thing you can say about Bryan Danielson?
No, he's a very resilient character. I mean, he's got a great character. He's got a lot of pride. He carries around with him, and I mean, I think that takes him to each match, and he thinks he's going to win when he goes into every one of them. And I think that really helps him a lot. He doesn't think there's anybody that stands in his way that can really stop him. I mean, he's really one of the top stars if you look at his talent level. It just sucks that he's going for a mid-card title like this, but you know, you got to work yourself there. You know, just how things work.
New company can't always be at the top of the card.
Yep.
I mean, just look at our current world champion, C-Mac. A couple years ago, that dude was in the cruiserweight division, and now look at where he's at. He's one of the greatest champions of all time, if not the greatest ECW competitor of all.
Like, well, going into 2022, when he was winning that cruiserweight title, he sat there and was world champion just not that long later in 2022 or 23. I think it may have been 23. I'm not sure. I can't really remember, but he was. And he's, what, a 5-time champion? 6-time champion?
Something like that.
And he's referred to as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, UCW wrestler of all time.
But speaking...
Like people like him and... I can't speak of his name because you know what happened a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, damn, those are two insanely high-level talents that we had here. And, I mean, it's really insane to show them.
But speaking of champions, CB Brunson, who we just saw enter the ring, I feel like one day he could potentially be up there with the likes of the one who shall not be named and C-Mac. You know, not saying that he'll be one of the greatest of all times, but he potentially could if he keeps going on the route that he's going in his career. I mean, his first ever title match in his career, he won it in a brilliant match with Ilya Dragunov. Now we take it to the ring to Mike Rome.
And his opponent from New York, weighing in at 228 pounds, the undisputed Intercontinental Champion, The King.
And as you heard, CB Brunson refers to himself as the King of Little New York. Apparently that nickname inspires from when he was a little kid. A bunch of the people in the community would joke around with him and act like he was the boss. And that has transpired over into his wrestling career. And, you know, here he is at one of the biggest UCW pay-per-views we have in our schedule, defending a title against one of the greats in this business. And here we go. And immediately with a kick, but a reversal. Roll up. Is that it?
Oh, did it in already?
One.
Did it in already?
Kick out, no. And a springboard.
To see somebody with the level of talent of him to kick out really early like that. I mean, you can't expect him to stay
One.
down.
2 count already. I guess.
Yeah,
I guess that forearm maybe had him rocked. Was a close range forearm. An Irish whip now. Oh, going down. Hooking up, knee to the gut, and a roundhouse.
So,
And
Mr.
you know,
Package,
yes.
what do you feel like? What do you feel about these two dudes? How do you think this match might go?
Honestly, I mean, as we see in the ring, CB Brunson just throwing down Bryan Danielson. They're locking up. It really depends on who can get their biggest moves in, because if both men are agile and, you know, if you blink for a second, all of a sudden you're getting hit with a finisher and you're done. But, you know, I think I got to go with the young guy. I think I got to go with CB Brunson here. So with a major upset. You never hear of a champion being an underdog, but when you're in a ring with a guy like Bryan Danielson, sometimes you are the underdog. And see, that's what I mean. He may have missed the kick, but
You know, I definitely feel the same way. But from what I've seen from Bryan Danielson throughout my career and throughout his career, I really feel like he has this tonight, and I feel like he's got a more of an easier route than CB Brunson does, just for the sole fact of experience. Because, you know, that plays a big part in these matches.
yeah. And, you know, and CB Brunson also, the Intercontinental title is not the only championship that he holds as he gets caught with a crossbody there. Cover. Is that it?
True,
One.
he is the tag champ.
Won the tag champs with TNT Tingle, and sadly, we have some breaking news. After that match, apparently TNT Tingle took a hit on the outside from C-Mac, and he is not medically cleared to compete in the Royal Rumble match tonight as he suffered a concussion. And CB Brunson getting hyped up. Roll up, is this it? No. You know, sad. You know, and that's sad. TNT can't compete, but here we go, back in the ring, and you know, back to CB Brunson. I mean, what other people can you think of in professional wrestling that has had a quicker rise than I mean, what in cover one than what CB Brunson has had?
And you
I mean,
really see it, to be honest.
yeah.
It's very rare.
And a disaster kick.
Like C-Mac never did that. He didn't rise that quick. He did rise very fast, just not that quick.
I mean, C-Mac had been an amateur, like, you know, high school wrestler before he came to ECW, and had been working in some indies before that. But, you know, CB Brunson, luckily, with, you know, through his friendships, he got an immediate spot here at ECW. But people like Bryan Danielson, I mean, obviously they have problems with that. And what's Bryan Danielson doing? Pile driver!
Pile driver.
And here we go. Let's see. Bryan Danielson off the ropes. The running knee. The knee connects. The knee connects. Cover.
Could we be looking at the end of the title ring?
One, two. No, he kicks out.
He's still in it. He's still in it.
You know, and like I said, people like Bryan Danielson seem to have issues with people getting like immediate big companies to sign them, because, you know, these guys had to put in work whenever they first started this business. Because, you know, some of these guys, when they started this business, was so obscure, they didn't even know they had wrestling schools around them, and they did. And, oh, look at this, working on the legs. CB Brunson has got to do something. And a stun gun. And another Irish whip. And an elbow. Oh! Nasty elbow drop to the face. And CB Brunson doing the smart thing, getting himself on the apron. But he just gets smacked off of it. And things are not looking good right now for the young champion. I mean, that running knee had him so jarred that he didn't even know the rope was right there. You know, he could have easily gotten out of that pin. And Bryan Danielson doing the smart thing. Oh, he wants him to get up. Springboard crossbody. Is that it for the championship? One. Two. No.
They're getting so close, you know.
Brunson.
Because Bryan Danielson is just so resilient, but with a guy like CB Brunson, he's just so young and he's so.
Off the ropes, running knee in the middle of the ring.
Oh my God!
That's
gotta
it.
be it now.
1, 2, 3. New Intercontinental Champion. And it seems like no one will ever, get, Ilya Dragunov in the recent years is one of the only champions to successfully defend a UCW mid-card title. And I feel like, he defended it successfully twice. And it's sad to say this for UCW, but that's the record for most Intercontinental title defenses, or most United States Championship defenses. It's 2. I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, surely Bryan Danielson can carry the mid-card division, but that's the sad thing. People don't really talk about the UCW mid-card division, and that's why. Because we get champions. CB Brunson, don't get me wrong, he has a bright future ahead of him. This is not the last title he will ever hold. Singles title, that fact. But do you have some insight on that too, Hackenmack?
We got to realize with having such great talent up at the top, you're going to have barely really any margin or room for smaller talent to the bigger talent. You're going to have really good talent up here at the mid-card. Like, it's not just going to be those mid-carders or those jobbers that are here in this division. It's going to be people that are great wrestlers.
I mean, even
like C-Mac,
yeah.
like he's blew it out the water and set the standard so high that the people under him that are in the mid-card still have a high standard and are very, very talented. More talented than most mid-carders, actually. So it's harder to be in that division and, hold a title because there's just so many good, talented people in it,
Yeah, and let's not take away from. We're not taking away from the fact. Congratulations to Bryan Danielson, the new UCW Intercontinental Champion. Let's get to our next match, ladies and gentlemen. Our next match, this man is similar to CB Brunson. Mikey T is the father of former world champion TNT Tingle. And this guy and his, he's an older guy. He's the current United States champion. He's taking on Rusev. And, if you talk to him in the back, it doesn't seem like he's that old. But here we go. Rusev, another signee, and he's making his entrance now. And Hackenmack, I mean, how many like places do you go to where someone like Rusev is a new up-and-comer in the company? I mean, that's just how much talent UCW, a man like Rusev, who is an absolute brute, is an up-and-comer.
Again, I told you, with this mid-card division that we have here in UCW, you're going to have a lot of high talent here. People that aren't competing for the World Cup, you got people like TNT Tingle, CB Brunson could possibly be in that picture very soon. You got the you-know-who, and you got people like C-Mac, the greatest of all time, who is holding the championship right now.
And let's not forget,
like even Mr. Higglesbury.
Yeah.
Like, he's shown a lot of progress when he was in that match.
And let's not forget about the international title. I feel like that's a very underrated title in this company. And I understand that people may want the world title just because they get a shot at C-Mac. If you look at some of the people who held the international title, AJ Styles, Gunther, Chad Gable, CM Punk, R-Truth, and The Miz. And some of those names, you might look at it and be like, well, why are their names mentioned? But, I mean, they're still some of the top guys, and they're competing for what is basically like a secondary world title. And here you go. Sadly, Mikey Z could not ride his motorcycle out to the ring tonight. But, man, does that United States Championship look good around his waist? You know, if I might add, other than the world title and the international title, the United States has to be one of the best looking wrestling belts I've ever seen.
I mean, I'm in total agreement. It's very nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I would like it to be a spinny belt. Just saying. I would love for it to be a spinny belt, like the John Cena one, but I'll settle for this one.
Here we go. Rusev and Mikey T about to go at it.
And speaking of the international title, oh, I'm sorry, I'll wait for the announcement.
Introducing the challenger. From Sofia, Bulgaria, weighing in at 304 pounds. And his opponent, from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 195 pounds. The United States Champion, Mike T.
And back to what you're saying, Hack and Mac, about the international title.
You know, the international title is really the equivalent to the world heavyweight title if we're talking in WWE terms. We are really pretty much the same with our titles in almost every aspect. Look, the UCW championship is really just the undisputed championship. International title is really the equivalent of the world heavyweight title, so it's really not even close to a mid-card championship. It's a very highly prestigious title, and people who are very highly talented and very, very high up in the roster will most likely just be going for that title, exactly.
Yeah, and Rusev with an incredible opening right here with a lariat and some punches, tossing Mikey T around. The only thing I will have to say about Mikey T is his size might stop him when it comes to people like Rusev. Yes, Mikey T is strong, and we saw it in his matches. But I mean, like if you look at the Swerve Strickland match, Swerve Strickland beat the crap out of him. I'm not even gonna lie. Mikey T got the crap kicked out of him, and then he caught like this second wind, and cover. One. Kick out at one. And Mikey T, and that's what I'm talking about right there. He just caught a reversal, and if the ref could get out of the way. And now twisting the neck of Rusev. Hacky Mac, what do you have to say about Mikey T?
You know, I never had the privilege of seeing him wrestle, but I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of this match brings.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, from when I'm in the back as an extra commentator in case they need it. And here we go, we got a lockup. Apparently Mikey T is basically a mini Brock Lesnar. And they're going back at it again. Mikey T getting the advantage this time. He's wrenching that hold in. Rusev is trying to get out of it. Rusev finally does with a snapmare. Now he's got a headlock applied. And you know, you were more of a technician like this when you were a wrestler. What can you say about technical wrestling that can help you in professional wrestling?
I mean, you know, it's all about body position and like the control of your body, you know. And if you can get those things down, really nobody can beat you. I feel like, you know, I feel like I was pretty good when I was a wrestler, and with the technicalities I had with all my, excuse me, the way that I was wrestling I feel like I was one of the greatest technicians, at least in the indie industry.
I mean, as we're talking about this, these two are going on near 2 minutes of just straight chain grappling. And look at that, Rusev just taking control.
Man, this is the wrestling I love to see. I'm really glad I got to see this tonight as well, especially for somebody like Mikey T, who I haven't seen before. Now I'm really just liking him.
Yeah. And oh, look at that. And Rusev not going for a cover.
Already going for a cover here.
One. No, not even a one.
Not even a 1 count. Wow.
We got a kick to the gut. Lifting him up. Power bomb. A falling power bomb. Going to the second rope. Telling him to get up. And oh! And Mikey T just getting up. Irish whip. Punch to the gut. And that just sends it. Did you see what Mikey T just did to Rusev?
Man, this dude really,
Off the
is
top.
talented.
Oh, he barely
That one
misses.
he barely missed.
Irish whip into the corner. Oh, and another splash. Now this is a good back and forth by both competitors here. Mikey T getting the better of him right there. And look at this. Oh, a clubbing blow to the chest. Off the ropes. No, Snapmare does not connect. And a drop kick. Oh, again, Mikey T. Roll up. One.
1.
No. And what's this? Oh, he's got a submission locked in. Look at the strength of him. He's just lifting up Rusev. Is he going to make the brute tap? No, he lets him out.
You know,
And
maybe he did
Machka
that-
kick.
Oh!
Machka kick.
Could we be seeing the beginning of the end for this reign? Oh, here he goes.
He's going in. The accolade. The accolade is locked in. Mikey T, though.
Almost immediately gets out.
Kimura lock. Kimura lock. Mikey T with a Kimura lock. And he lets him out. And what's Mikey T doing? Going to the second rope now.
He can end it right here.
Oh! Mikey T going back to the second rope. We're going to see he's hit this before. The second rope elbow drop does not connect. Oh! But he
Immediately going back to the offense, though.
and with those those elbows and forearms to the back. And now he's going to hit that clubbing blow again. And I feel like that's just something we didn't see CB Brunson do last match. I feel like he didn't get on the offensive enough when he got reversed. And another punch to the gut just sends him down. Mikey T going up to the top rope. I don't think he's going to hit a shot from there. And I think he knew that too. He's going back up though. No, the diving shoulder tackle just barely doesn't connect. And are we getting a cover off that? No, I really thought Rusev was going to try to pin him.
Oh, and he's busted open.
Cover. No way, that's it. One,
One,
two.
two.
No.
You know, we've already had 2 people get busted open in this pay-per-view.
And oh no.
Only second match. Oh,
The
and he's gonna
accolade.
lock it in again.
This is it. This has got to be it for Mikey T. And it's over. Mikey T has to tap out. New champion. New champion. You know, I feel like we are gonna see Mikey T and Rusev go back at it in the near future. Maybe at our newest pay-per-view, which is gonna be, and I'm here to announce it right now, in the middle of the Royal Rumble. We have our
Wait,
next
let's do that later. Let's do that later. I think that's a better thing to do that later.
Probably.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But I feel like it said new pay-per-view. Don't you think, Hack and Shaq, that we will probably see Rusev and Mikey T go at it again what an incredible match they had just now.
You know, I could see them having a good rivalry. That was a really amazing match, in my opinion.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like if Mikey T landed that elbow, it was over. I feel like it was just whoever got the biggest move in next.
Exactly, that's what I feel like as well.
Thank you all for watching part 1 of the UCW Royal Rumble. Up next is our co-main event. Mr. Hickenbottom will be taking on the world champion C-Mac, who is coming back from his suspension, and we have received breaking news. The match between Hickenbottom and C-Mac has been upgraded to a no-holds-barred match for the world championship.
Okay, we're in for a treat, but ladies and gentlemen, you will not see us anymore. You will be seeing Higgle Sherry and Hickenbottom next. We will
Thank
be
you all.
stepping off the commentating table.
Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe so you see when the next part of the Royal Rumble releases.